Hello folks and welcome back to Teekotalks. This is your host Luqmaan Rauff and you are joining us on episode 10 of season 2B, that is the continuation of this story series where we talk to guests from around the globe about their experiences and what it's like living in a different country from Sri Lanka. And we don't talk about the experiences as a tourist but as someone who lives under the sun of that country and walks the streets and talks to the people and lives the daily life of the people in that country. And today, joining us for today's episode on Stories from South Africa, we have Sandil Kodikara with us, who is my batchmate from uni. Welcome to the show, Sandil.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So before we begin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Sandil. I'm second year medical student and I lived in South Africa for about 4 years from 2010 till end of 2014.
2010 to 2014. How old were you when you were in South Africa?
I was 7 when I left and 7 to 11.
You were in South Africa from 7 years of age to 11 years of age. And where were you?
So I was in the capital in Pretoria. So we were in so there's generally 3 capitals they say in South Africa. It's Cape Town, Johannesburg and Pretoria. The official one was Pretoria, so we stayed there.
So the thing about South Africa is, I think I told this to you before as well. It was a country that I really wanted to get on the podcast from the very beginning, right? Because I'm a big fan of Trevor Noah. I've told this to you, I'm a big fan of Trevor Noah. And I remember going on Twitter and remember texting random people who had South Africa on their profiles, asking them if they were ready to come on the show. And when I know that you were from South Africa, you lived in South Africa, I was in cloud nine. So honestly, it's things finally falling into place. So I'm really excited about this show. So what we're going to see today here is going to be a really different experience because before you went South Africa, you were in Sri Lanka, right?
Yeah.
So the first country you moved to was South Africa, and then you've also lived in
Singapore.
Yeah. So you can have a
huge difference.
Okay. Right. So do you remember how it was like when you moved in to South Africa when you were 7?
Yeah. So I was pretty young, but I can remember pretty well because moving there was a whole new experience. It's completely different from here, and it was completely different from Singapore also.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment I got there, it's going literally stepping into another planet sort of. Streets are different, people are different, the culture, everything is different. At first I was scared because I had friends here, I knew the school system here, and then just going to a totally new country, and I couldn't speak English when I went there. So I barely I was barely able to write my name. That's all I could do. So I remember when I took the entrance exam for the school, the only thing I could fill out was the name. I couldn't speak English. I couldn't read it.
You couldn't read, write English, nothing.
I just read out. I just wrote my name, and I think maybe they felt pity for me and took me in school. But yeah, so it was. It's a very
local school that you went to?
No, I went to an international school.
Right.
But yeah, there are local schools there. But because I was doing London syllabus, I went to an international school. So yeah.
So what was it like? What did you remember from the first few days?
First day, so we got there late. So I was when we landed there, it was late. So I was pretty tired. Jet lag was a real hit back then. So the first few days I was very tired. But then we walked around and we went to different malls and explored the streets, and it's quite different to here. As in, there the people are very wholesome, and they don't hold themselves back when expressing joy. You'd see 2 people walking and they'd shout across from the street good morning and whatnot. So here you don't see that a lot now. So yeah, going to supermarkets and everything was very different. Talking to the people, meeting people, even going to the park and everything, it was quite different. Even the houses, it was very eye-opening in a way.
That is the exact that I've always had of South Africa. Mm-hmm. As I would describe, from whatever my experiences, I would describe it as being colorful.
It actually is, yeah.
Very do you get that the vibe?
The vibe is very real. It's amongst the people also. I think it's the people that give it that vibe. Because you've got like different races there, obviously. You've got the Africans or the white people, and then you've got the black people from native tribes and everything. And then you've got Indian people and people from all over the world. They call it the Rainbow Nation because of the variety of people. So I think it's a mixture of those different types of vibes that just gives it like the whole atmosphere.
So like we can just jump right into the podcast proper, so to say, right? So we'll start off with the people, right? So since that's where we start off. So you said there's the white people and they are the
Afrikaans, yeah.
which is kind of ironic. Because of
Yeah.
So the race is called Afrikaans. with a K.
So like so there was the whole scene of apartheid, which is pretty much like there was a lot of racism back in the day, and then there was the Nelson Mandela who came and pretty much made a democratic nation of South Africa. So back in the day, the white people were known as the Afrikaans, and then the black people, there's different tribes that they come from. So there's like the Zulu tribe, and there's the Xhosa tribe, which it's not pronounced Xhosa. They've got the click that I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I can't do it.
Did you do it that day?
Yeah, but I looked it up and I was wrong how I did it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just do it.
It's like Xhosa tribe. It's like there's a click of the tongue. Even I can't do it. But yeah, it's spelled Xhosa.
Yeah.
So they come from like different tribes and all. The white people are generally known as the Afrikaans people.
And then there's also immigrants like Indians and Sri Lankans.
Yeah, there's a pretty good Sri Lankan community.
Like a considerable population.
When we were there, as in Sri Lankans?
Yeah, Sri Lankans, Indians, other nations.
Indians, there's quite a bit. Like there's quite a bit.
Wasn't there like an influx of like, this is my information is based entirely off Trevor Noah. So like was it Rajan Peters? I don't remember. Where they called they had Indians coming to South Africa to work in the fields. And so that's the reason that there's a considerable Indian population there, like a actual population.
They probably came for work. I don't know the exact reason,
but there's like generations of
there's definitely generations of Indians there. Even Sri Lankans is back then when we were there was about I think 300 or so. So it's not a lot, but it felt like a family there. That's the community. The Sri Lankan community was really strong there back when we were there.
I mean, probably because since the number is very small, right? So there's more of a reason to be closer to each other, right? So about the people, so there's different races and stuff. But like, what about the people as people? Like like the interactions with them.
They're actually like one of the most like genuine, joyous people I've met. Like it's different to Singapore definitely. And they're just like, they want to have a good time and they love expressing themselves. They just want to have fun, it's pretty much. Like regardless of the difficulties they're facing, they just want to like enjoy themselves. And you can see it like just the way they talk to each other, the songs, the events. It's just like a very wholesome experience. So I love the people in South Africa. I don't know, I never felt like you don't feel like an outsider. Like they don't treat you like an outsider when you go there. That's the thing. They're very welcoming.
That is a very nice thing to hear. I mean, because I've always had this feeling that wherever you go, not from your home country, you'll never be at home.
Yeah.
To think that to be treated like not an outsider is actually nice to hear.
Very welcoming.
So like, have you had any negative experiences, racism?
Negative experiences? I
was quite young.
Yeah, so, that's the thing. So, and I think my parents probably like try to shield me from any racism. I'm sure there was, but I didn't notice it. But yeah, I didn't notice it personally. But South Africa does have quite a vast history of racism back in
history.
The apartheid. That's
But I guess that's all the more reason for them to not have that
Yeah, because
mindset anymore, right? Because like
they've been oppressed.
So the vast number of the variety of people is there. Obviously, there's a variety of languages that comes with it. So, did you end up learning English?
No.
How long
I learned English.
How long did it take?
English, it took a few months for me to like mumble up some words. I didn't learn anything else besides. I think I learned English, but I lost the ability to speak Sinhala properly. So it's like a win-lose situation.
Yeah, when I came pretty young, right?
Yeah, when I came back, I got made fun of by my cousins and all for not being able to speak Sinhala properly. But yeah, I learned English. But yeah, you're right. There is a variety of languages, and they do come from the different cultures. So like the Afrikaans, they speak. Their language is called Afrikaans. So there's 11 official languages in South
11 official
languages.
Fun fact. Again, Trevor Noah, that all 11 of those languages are present in the national anthem.
I think it's 5.
Few.
There's 5.
Few. Okay.
Yeah.
Few, because
maybe it is. I sort of remember it as 5.
Okay. Maybe I got it wrong, but okay. So this is this fun part where he's like, when the sports teams are like singing the national anthem, and then when this language that they don't know come up with, they're mumbling, and so I remember that. Yeah. I wouldn't make a lot of his references.
I'm a huge fan of him too.
Yeah. So
So there's like the major ones are Afrikaans, and then English, and then the Xhosa. So and then the Zulu. So those all originate from like culture backgrounds or tribes. So there's the Zulu tribe and the Xhosa tribe, which are like, especially the Zulu one is like a major tribe there. Or back in the day, like it has a very historic background behind it. So but a lot like people can communicate there, like they find one or other way to communicate. It's not just
so like generally, do people speak more than 3 or 4 languages?
Yeah, definitely. Like generally you can speak at least 2, English and another native language. Some people can speak 3. Mostly it's Afrikaans and Zulu or Xhosa that they know with English. But yeah.
So Afrikaans, is it like an African language? Is it like based off English?
It's got like a...
Because if it's white people speaking Afrikaans,
yeah, it's the name is a bit contradictory, right?
Yeah, and plus, like, is it like an African origin language?
I'm not sure about the origin of it. Yeah, I don't know about the origin of that language, but it has like it's from the white people speaking it back in the day, and that used to be like the main language back in apartheid area. So I don't know I'm not sure about the origin.
That's cool. So but these languages, right, these tribal languages, Zulu, Xhosa, all of them, they're still very active, present, and not fading away.
No.
Growing.
Yeah.
So it's there in everyday use.
Yeah. That's what people use most of the time.
So do you know any words?
No.
None at all.
I don't think I even made an attempt to learn it because it's quite difficult, like especially the pronunciation.
So the click, right? Where does it come from? Like,
I have no idea. It's a very it's an African thing, sort of.
So no, I mean you did the click just now, right? Like,
it's not correct though.
Do it again.
It's like something like that. It's like
right.
So even in their songs and like their chants and everything, they have that click. It's like it's a very prominent trademark click. Yeah.
And that's a very interesting aspect. I mean, especially language tells a lot about it tells a lot about a culture and like the people, right? And Africa is very interesting when it comes to that. And I'm just this is my second country, right? Botswana and then South Africa. Yeah. So what I didn't realize that was right. So have you ever heard of this thing called the Mandela effect?
I've heard of it, but I still don't know.
I'm not sure if that is the terminology for what I'm thinking, but apparently a lot of people believe that Mandela died, but he wasn't dead. Like wife was still alive, and like they could what do you say? They were so firm that he had died. So this is like an effect where people believe, like a large population of people believe that something happened when it hasn't happened. I think it's called the Mandela effect, but it's
I don't
like
know how, because that's actually the first time I'm hearing that.
like I need to look that because I just randomly remembered it when you spoke about Nelson Mandela. So South Africa, like you said, they have 3 capitals: Pretoria,
Johannesburg and Cape Town.
and all 3 of them are like within.
No, they are not. So officially on paper, Pretoria is the state capital.